Hello everyone, I'm Lincoln and I am made of robots. Today we're taking a look at this funky little blue tank that is known as Darkmount. Though if you want to use his real name, it is Lord Straxus. I don't know why, I don't know, Hasbro Takara, there was some dispute over rights somewhere with someone over the name Straxus, so they couldn't actually call this guy Straxus. So they went with Darkmount, which is the name of Lord Straxus' home. And he is this... I meant to look up precisely what he's supposed to be, but he's this neat little half-track tank. I really dig it. And look at that from the back. I mean, you can't eat... There's not even anything from the back. From behind there... Okay. Underneath it gets a little messy, because that's his head. You can see some arms. But aside from that, I mean, everything's pretty well hidden in his alt mode here. Oh, turret spins a full 180. Got that. This, and this are all on the little clip system. So you can rejigger things around however you like, unless the ball joint pops off. But that happens. That's not the biggest of deals. If I can just get this little sucker back on. Alright, I got it off. Still, that ball joint doesn't hold as well as I thought it did. But it's always nice to have a few more of these little guys around, especially if you've got a couple of guys and you have a nice little variety of weapons. I generally keep them with their original guys, though. I'm going to pop them off. We can get into a bit of a transformation. Real quick, though, I mean, we've got... Here, and here are all spots where you can stick the clip. Oh, yeah. And then here and here as well. Those are all clip-on points. So you can armor this guy up however the heck you want. Let's get into his transformation. I know what to do. I'm just really not sure a good place to start. I'll just go with the underside first. Come back here, just kind of split it apart. And when you do that, that's going to loosen this up as soon as that's opened up a little bit. And we can kind of lift this up and get this out of the way for now. Then I would suggest come under, grab the arm and unpeg it from the treads. And the treads are pegged in. It's going to be kind of tricky to get it. Treads are pegged in right up front on this part. So you unpeg that a little bit. And you kind of wiggle things around. And now this is loose and can be maneuvered a bit. You can also pull it out to the side a bit on this arm. And pull the actual arm out a little bit too. We're kind of just freeing space up right now. So we'll get the arm unpegged, we'll get the tread unpegged and pulled out to the side. You can lift it up a little bit. Alright, we can get these arms off to the side and out of the way. So what we want to do is pull the whole gun assembly, the whole turret goes on the underside here. Yeah, I know, it's getting tricky. Okay. Can I pop these off from the side on their own? No, I have to do it that way. Alright. You need to go underneath the turret and pop up these little panels on either side. Once those are done, you see this thing kind of clamping around the outside? That is the other end of the gun. Still can't get that out. Alright, so once you've got these flaps open, flip these guys up. Then you're going to pop these out while pulling them down. They're pegged into the sides of the central core here. You can pull those down. Now real quick, before we finish the rest of the legs, now that we've gotten all of this stuff down and out, we can pop off. Should be able to pop off. the cannon, which looks like this in its untransformed state. What you want to do is push that all the way to the bottom. We're going to turn these guys around so that you'll notice the peg that pegs into everything and that it rotates on. Or the peg is what it rotates on. You're going to take that peg, flip that all the way so it's in and concealed. We've got these guys here. We can just fold these out. And Straxus has this big hunkin' war pick, which is a weird weapon, but I kind of like it. It seems to work pretty well for him. And wait till you see it with the finished robot. Back to our exploded mess of a robot. First off, before I go any further, take this little guy here, which was one of the things that the turret sides were pegged into. Flip that sucker up. Now we take what looks like a straight leg. Actually, you can close up these back panels now. And they're kind of annoying in the early part of the transformation, but it's really nice to have these, just to completely solidify the legs like that. It's nice. Next, we take these front bits here. There's a little bit of a divot. We can move this whole honkin' foot out. Then there's another little divot inside. So you can flip that out for a heel spur. And that is one leg complete. Again, we can flip that out. And then we flip out the heel spur. There we go. So he'll kind of stand now. Alright. Next up, we're going to take this little gold thing from the underside and just flip that out. Hold on a second. Can move these guys out to the side. Should make it easier to get into here. So that you can flip up his head. I know it's fun to do the head reveal last, but you can't really with this guy. Alright. Next we're going to take this arm here. We're going to fold the torso down, or the upper torso down into the rest of the torso. And we're going to use this little post here. Goes right into this little slot. And it fits in there nicely. And is sometimes a pain in the butt to get out. Alright. I'm folding these back forward. We're going to move the arms. Oh, duh. Take these two wheels up front. And those get turned inwards. You might have to finagle things because they move the arms with them. There we go. So now they're both forward. We can flip these kind of up and get them out of the way. We can move the arms forward. Nothing fancy on the arms. They're already ready to go. The hands might be turned in a little bit for transformation, but that's really all you got to do. We've got these shoulder pad things here. And then, do what you like with these. I think, try... A lot of the stuff up here is all kind of along the same joint. And moving one thing tends to move other things. These will come off their ball joints sometimes. Not a big deal. Pop. Alright. I tend to just close the thing up like a backpack. And it doesn't look too bad. There's not a whole lot else you can do with it. You can, I guess, have it out to the sides a little bit and looking like wings or a cape. I just generally leave them back. And there is Darkmount, aka Lord Straxus. He looks great. Hold on. He's a bit of a fiddly guy. I love the red, blue, and gold. The colors just really work. They pop. They help each other out. He is not the best at standing. Oh, he's got a waist swivel. That's where the turret's swivel comes from. These feet are just on ball joints, and they're a little looser than I would like. I should thicken those up at some point. kind of stand. I'm not going to be able to pose him right now. Hold on a sec. I want a slightly better angle. That's the wrong thing. Looking at him from, like, kind of from above a bit doesn't quite work right. So there we go. That's a much better shot of good old Straxus. I mean, I just love the look of this guy. From the side, he doesn't look quite as bulky. All he's really got is this backpack. Not a bad shot from behind. Looking at it, I kind of want to stick one of the, like a Legends guy, or one of the little smaller Transformers in the back. Maybe my mini-con version of Waspinator. Just look at this. Like, look at that face. That face is 100% Straxus all the way. I love his little upside down triangle-y cresty things, and that appears all throughout this. I mean, they're down here, got these Triforce looking things on the back. There's even a tiny one at the cross piece here of his battle pick. Speaking of which, let's arm him up a little bit. There we go. Well, no, you can't really see it. With his awesome war pick. Which I like. Oh, that's not too bad a pose. I like the war pick. I love, excuse me. I love that it's a part of him in robot mode. It's not just, like you've heard me complain about, it's not just some random gun that we stick on top that doesn't fit in with anything else. This thing, it just integrates with the whole thing and is pretty crucial to the transformation. Otherwise, you've got a tank with no gun barrel. It'd be a little embarrassing. We've also got still a handful of parts. Now, how do I usually do this? You know, I have my own way I like to equip him. I think it looks decent. I think. Might be tricky with the way I've got him posed, though. Go with that, and I will be back in just 1 second, guys. I like to stick his missile launcher and what I'm guessing is a mortar launcher up on his shoulders, and then I just stick the gun down on the knee, because it fits into that little corner very nicely. I'm a sucker for this guy. I love this little toy. He's got a really neat and original transformation. It's a little fiddly at times, but it still works and is really neat. It's very interesting, very non-standard. I just remembered. I didn't show it because I forgot about it. He's got some halfway transformation mode where he's like a battle platform, but it's really just the tank with the back split so that and the front work is kind of like a tripod, and these little knee bits here fold out and are handles for the turret. It's not impressive, and you're not missing much by me not showing it off. Way to hold your stuff there, Straxus. Posability is pretty good on this guy. The shoulders got a little bit of move thanks to the transformation. It's on a ball joint here, but it's weirdly cut. But you've got, right under the ball is a swivel for the bicep. You don't get a whole lot out of the arm. We've got in and out, forward and back on the thigh. We've got a swivel, or, yeah, around the knee. The knee is 90 degrees. Theory, it could go more, but you'd have to pop this open, and then it's almost untransforming. Ankles are a forward and backwards and a wobbly around. They're on this little ball joint in here. You can kind of see it back there. There's a much better shot. So you've got what you can do with that. It's not a ton, but it's enough to get some okay poses out of him. We really wish it were tighter. Oh, and he's got a rotation at the waist. Head is on a ball joint, but because of his head sculpt, you're not going to get a lot of side to side and up and down out of him, but it will rotate all the way around. Wrists rotate and can move in and out a little bit. That's part of the transformation, but it's also not that big a deal. You can get some okay stuff out of it. So yeah. That's Straxus, guys. He's a fun little dude. Excuse me, Darkmount. He's fun. I really like him. I recommend this guy for sure. I don't know if they ever did any repaints, so I think they might have done one. But I really don't remember right now. So if you can pick up him or a repaint, I'd do it because the mold is fantastic. If you can get this guy specifically, this paint scheme and everything, go for that because it just works. It's solid, just top to bottom. That's all I've got to say, except for saying, pick him up. He's great. This has been Darkmount. I've been Lincoln, and I am made of robots. I'll see you guys next week.